Early risers tend to be happiest and most satisfied with their quality of life. While both early and late risers, though, claim to be similarly satisfied with how much sleep they get. So they're both feeling like they're getting enough sleep, which is fine. But if you get enough sleep, also when you're getting up earlier, you got extra benefits. Why not give it a try? You're now listening to the Let's Talk About Life podcast, brought to you by Don't Settle, with your host, Harrison King. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Let's Talk About Life podcast. My name is Harrison King, and today we're talking about sleep. Well, not specifically sleep. I guess we're talking about getting out of bed, waking up from sleep. Early risers, or people getting out of bed. Maybe you're getting out of bed early. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about why we should do that. Maybe if we should. I don't know. I guess you have to listen to find out. But if we're talking about sleep, I guess we got to talk about, before we begin, I got to just say, this is no attack at anybody if you're sleeping in. Don't feel bad about sleeping in. I sleep in. I like to sleep in. It's nice to stay in bed sometimes. Sometimes you can't follow all these things that we're going to talk about here. And that's completely okay. I don't want anybody feeling bad about that or feeling attacked. This is just me throwing out some facts there, just getting it out there so you can listen and think about it and do whatever you want. Nobody cares when you wake up. I don't care when you wake up. Nobody else cares when you wake up. Wake up when you want. I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. But if we're talking about sleep, it's important to discuss our circadian rhythm. If you've heard that before, so we're going to get into it a little bit. So what is our circadian rhythm and why is it important to follow it? If you don't know what that is, or if you've never heard about it before, your circadian rhythm is a complex neurochemical system which times an organism's sleep schedule based on external day-night systems. So basically what's going on outside of your body, outside in nature, day-night kind of thing. It's regulating things that are happening in your body, right? That's kind of, I guess, in a really simple way, what it is, right? So basically somebody that has a healthy or entrained circadian rhythm will generally fight the urge to sleep during the day and fight the urge to stay awake at night through the secretion of hormones. Because when we're sleeping at night, if you don't know it, we're producing a lot of hormones. There's a lot of hormone secretion, a lot of replenishing of cells and things in the body, right? A lot of repair happening at night. And this just maintains that. Make sure you stay on it. Your circadian rhythm is healthy. Then you're on a good cycle. So interesting thing is that even if a human is locked in a bunker with no external day or night kind of like awareness, they don't know. There's no light from the external world. They don't know what's going on. They'll still maintain a semi-normal circadian rhythm that slightly exceeds 24 hours. So we do depend on, nature and the light from the day and knowing it's nighttime to maintain this, but it also is a natural thing that we maintain without having access to that. It will be a little longer, than 24 hours, but it's just, it's a natural thing, right? We have it even when we're not exposed to nature. So the circadian clock has a profound impact on the body. Aside from hormones such as melatonin that are directly tied to sleep, the circadian rhythm also has impacts on cortisol secretion, human growth hormone secretion, and even a sinusoidal oscillation in body temperature to transfer the body to REM sleep. What does that mean, right? There's a lot of stuff in there. Holy. Well, basically, we're just saying it has impacts on hormone secretion, as we already talked about there, I mentioned. But it also has this sinusoidal oscillation, which that kind of wave, sine wave, right? It's just basically an S on its side. And it's saying an oscillation in body temperature. So if you have a healthy or your natural circadian rhythm, you're going to have body temperature is going to be, I believe, higher in the morning and lower at nighttime. And it just kind of goes up and down, just obviously very minimal, but it does move up and down. And that is due to your circadian rhythm. And it's incredibly important for humans to maintain their circadian rhythm because it's fundamentally biological system that ensures normalcy in the body. It's a necessary thing that keeps us in that state of homeostasis, right? It keeps us staying neutral and how we're supposed to. It's important. So, but it's hard to maintain the system nowadays because of night shifts, things like that. Long distance travel, we're traveling and you're getting into different time zones, going to switch up that rhythm, and universal indoor lighting, because your body doesn't know that it's 2 in the morning when your lights are on, because it's dark outside, but it's not dark in your environment. So some interesting things, right? So we have this cycle, this rhythm, that where bodies are following, the circadian rhythm. So obviously, it's going to be important to follow it. I'm sure you can infer. Um, but what are the benefits of sleep regularity? We're talking about sleep today. So a lot of things that the circadian rhythm does, but we're talking about sleep. So it's important to maintain your sleep regularity, namely the circadian rhythm, as we've talked about, in order to ensure hormones and bodily systems are regularly helping the body perform its many tasks. So these are basically things that help you live. So it's kind of important. So you need to keep that happening because the hormones and the bodily systems that are active during certain times of the day because of your circadian rhythm is important to keep that regular, because if it isn't, then it's going to start to mess with those things, and those things help keep you alive. So you don't want to do that, obviously. It's also fundamental to maintain homeostasis in the body, the equilibrium of bodily functions. So basically, being awake and going to sleep, it's the yin yang of science. You gotta keep that back and forth. It's got to be equal, and that rhythm is important to maintain that. So is sleep regularity is one of those things. So basically, to tie this all together, having your body perform in an optimal way internally obviously makes you perform optimally externally. Having a regular sleep schedule is essential for optimal performance in everyday life. So this is a little more about why specifically going to sleep, going to bed at a certain times, waking up certain times, keeping it regular whenever those times may be, is really important, because we have this like I said, this clock, basically an internal clock that we need to follow. And if we mess that up, well, it takes a while for it to readjust if it does. So we don't want to mess that up, because it's impacting things that are happening inside our body that we don't even realize. So staying up 4 times a week intermittently throughout the week, you're staying up till 3 a.m. maybe, and but you're then going to bed earlier at other nights, you're just totally throwing things off, right? And that's throwing off what's happening in your body, which is gonna probably not end super well in the sense of your physical body and what's happening. So that's why it's important to keep it regular and follow the circadian rhythm. Here's a little quote. We've heard this before, probably from the great Benjamin Franklin. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. It says a man, it could be a woman. We're talking anybody, doesn't matter. But early to bed, early to rise makes a man, a person, healthy, wealthy, and wise. He knew it was up. He realized that's what we're talking about today, and it is important. So we're talking about sleep. Those things are about sleep and your regularity of sleep. But I wanted to get into rising early, getting up early, and why it's important, or what's the point? Why are we going to get up early? You're saying, Harrison, oh man, I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up at 6 a.m. I don't want to get up at 7 a.m. I don't want to get up at 8 a.m. Maybe you're out there saying that. Why should I be doing it? We're going to talk about that. So this is basically how early rising basically affects our overall mood, productivity, and what it does to us physically. So physically, it helps maintain a healthy diet, because getting up early in the morning helps to create more time to start great habits like a healthy, balanced breakfast. So it's not tied directly to having a better breakfast, but when you have more time in the morning, you can get a lot of different things. Actually, a lot of these things are based on having extra time in the morning. So having more time in the morning, you can plan that breakfast. You're not just grabbing a granola bar on the way out the door. You got time to plan it. You can have the whole thing. Eggs, bacon, maybe got pancakes happening. I don't know. Whatever, you can create a better breakfast in the morning. So you got more time, and because you have more time, you got more time to exercise. And basically, like I said before, waking up early gives you more time so you can exercise. But the interesting thing about exercising in the morning, maybe that's not your thing, but you should maybe think about it, because oxygenating the blood early in the day, which is what happens when you're exercising. It helps to helps to move nutrients around the body and can lead to physical changes such as clearer skin. So you want clearer skin? You having trouble? You want to glow? You want to get that beautiful glow happening in your skin without using all the products? Maybe try exercising in the morning. How are you going to exercise in the morning? Well, you're going to get up a little earlier, right? Just an interesting thing. Anyway, mentally, it's going to cause better concentration because getting up earlier in the morning and having a few undistracted hours before your busy day starts, before the rest of the world gets up, can be essential for dialing in and completing mentally exerting tasks. And it's also important if you got to practice like meditation, which I strongly encourage you try or you start doing. Those things you can do in the morning, and you've got that time by yourself. And that time alone in the morning is not something that we have a lot during this. Well, in this society, we don't have a whole lot of that in general. So when you're up in the morning, you can take advantage of that, and you got some alone time. It also enhances your productivity because you can be more concentrated when it's quieter and there's less things going on in the morning. Allows you to get more done, but also you got more time, so you can get more things done during the day if you're needing to, and you're not limited to just the time you're awake. Later in the day, you got that extra couple hours in the morning. It also improves your quality of sleep because getting up at a consistent time every day helps your body fall more naturally into its circadian rhythm, which I was just saying, right? What's the best time to wake up, though? So if we're waking up early, what's the best time to wake up and optimize your day and optimize like your mood and everything about your life? Well, many successful people, you probably hear, when the grind don't stop, so you got to get up early, right? But successful people are always telling people to wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., like absurdly early, in order to be, actually that's in some people's worlds, that's nighttime. People are going to bed at that time and they're waking up. They say that do that, is the best time to wake up to be more productive, get more done. However, that's actually not necessarily the healthiest thing to be doing, getting up at 3 a.m. Because the medical community generally agrees that the healthiest time to wake up for your physical and mental well-being is at sunrise. And the sun's not rising at 3 a.m. It's not always rising at 4 a.m. Sometimes it's rising maybe at 5-ish. I don't actually know. I can't tell you because I'm not a sunrise expert. But it's maybe around 6 a.m., 6:30, 7 a.m., whatever it is. Maybe it is 5:30. But it's going to change. Obviously, the sun rises at different times. But ideally, you want to rise with the sun because that's when nature's waking up, and that's when you should be too. And the thing is, most adults need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night to function optimally. I just want to say 7 to 9 hours. It depends on the person. Somebody might be out there, they might need 6.5. Somebody might need, more than that, whatever. This is just on average 7 to 9. It will be different based on you as a person. So don't just go, well, I get 6 hours of sleep and I feel great. Well, maybe that is the case, but on average, 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night to function optimally. We're having trouble talking today, guys. So it's important, to go to bed before midnight if you're going to wake up at those times for sunrise, and you got to get your hours of sleep. You got to be going to bed earlier, and that's the unfortunate thing if you're used to staying up early. But here, this might give you some motivation to try to think about this a little bit and why you should maybe start. You know what? It doesn't have to be a full commitment. Maybe try it for a while. Try it for a while and see how you feel. You got to commit to it though, right? But here's why. Maybe you should. Basically, we're going to compare. Well, there's a study, actually. I'm not going to do it. There's a study here that was comparing people who sleep in and people who are early risers. And we're not talking just early risers, we're talking really early risers. So basically, Amerisleep separately polled 510 early risers. So they're talking about people between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. And 506 late risers, so people who typically wake up between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. You're sleeping until noon. We're talking about those two. So we got two groups of people, 4 to 7 and 8 till 12. Basically trying to uncover how certain wake-up times can affect everything from your mood to your salary, which I wouldn't have said, and you probably wouldn't have said it affects. But it does, apparently, according to the study. So I'm just going to share it with you. On average, early risers between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. in this study earn $45,000 ish a year, which is nearly $15,000 more per year than the average late riser salary, which was about $31,000. But those people between 4 and 5 a.m., really early, they're getting up at the butt crack of dawn. If the sun's waking up that early, they're getting up. 4 to 5 a.m. Make the most, actually, surprisingly, which is about 48 to 49-ish thousand dollars a year. And this is in U.S. currency. So we're looking at about $46,000 for people just waking up early, but 7 a.m., and about $30,000 a year for people 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Take what you will from that. I just thought it's extremely interesting that, that's not a coincidence. If they've polled, that's 500 people, and that's the average. That's not a coincidence. And the people that were waking up even earlier, between 4 and 5 a.m., were making even that much more. Well, not that much, but they're making more money, per year, basically. And that might be because, like I said, they've got more time in the morning, be more productive. They've got, better morning routine because they've got more time in the morning. Who knows? But that's just what the numbers say. And the interesting thing is, people that get out of bed at noon in this study had an average income of $22,000. Almost, well, let's about half of what people were making when they're waking up between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. So just something to think about. Just tossing the numbers out there. You take, like I said, take what you will from that. But it's pretty interesting fact right there. And the thing from that, that's just salary, but also the study, was surveying how they feel. And the early risers tend to be happiest and most satisfied with their quality of life. Well, both early and late risers, though, claim to be similarly satisfied with how much sleep they get. So they're both feeling like they're getting enough sleep, which is fine. But if you get enough sleep, also when you're getting up earlier, you got extra benefits. Why not give it a try, right? Morning people were most likely to say that their health, sleep quality, and social life were excellent compared to those who typically sleep late. So I'm seeing all signs kind of pointing towards waking up early. Looks like it's a good thing, and we know that we want to get up, with the sun. So getting up early, that's important. It's going to maintain that circadian rhythm, which is naturally that, pointing that way as well. We're going to be more productive. We're feeling great, potentially making more money, bringing in the dough. That's important. Not most important, but it's important. And actually, I want to go back for a second. Because we're talking about circadian rhythm, and if you're wondering specifically what it is, what is on the schedule, what's on the timetable for the circadian rhythm? He's pulling up to the meeting. He's saying, "Here's the schedule. What's happening with the circadian rhythm?" Here you go. So I'm gonna just run through it real quick. Midnight, nothing's happening, but at 2 a.m. you got your deepest sleep happening. Now this is ideal. If you're following your natural circadian rhythm, at 2 a.m. you're having your deepest sleep. So if you're going to bed at 2 a.m., you're definitely not getting your deepest sleep because you passed it. So it's probably not happening. Your lowest body temperature happening at 4:30 a.m. You're having, we're going to skip through a couple of things here. But the interesting thing is your highest alertness at 10 a.m. So you're ready to go for those morning meetings or whatever's happening at 10 a.m. You're ready to go at 10. You're most alert. You got the best coordination. So if they're playing tennis, you want to do it about 2:30 in the afternoon because you got the best coordination. If you're going golfing, going golfing with the crew, 2:30 in the afternoon is the time to do it. Fastest reaction time is at 3:30. So sports sounds like you want to be doing them in the afternoon. But anyway, greatest cardiovascular efficiency and muscle strength is at about 5 p.m. Weightlifters, just a heads up. And highest body temperature is at about 7 p.m. And then it starts to get lower. So then after that, melatonin secretion starts at about, we're looking 9 o'clock. Sorry, 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock, melatonin secretion starts. So 9 o'clock, you're gonna want to start getting ready for bed because your body's starting to get ready for bed. And then at 11:30, is 11:30? It's 10:30. 10:30. Can't speak. Can't read. We're having trouble, guys. 10:30. Bowel movements are suppressed. So you don't wanna have an accident in the middle of the night. Your body's saying, "Nah, we're done at 10:30." So that's kind of a really quick run through the circadian rhythm. There's other things on there, but the interesting thing is that your blood pressure. I don't know if I mentioned this, starts to rise at 6:45 in the morning. And that's when the day starts. So it's early. So and the interesting thing is the deepest sleep happens at about 2 a.m. In the morning. So if you're going to bed at that time or past that time, you're not going to be getting your deepest sleep, and you're not going to really get in that. I mean, if it's shifted, then yes, I guess. But you want to follow this because that is what nature gave you. So you wanna follow it. It's there for a reason. Your rhythm, and it's important to follow it. So um, that's that. We also know you're feeling better. You're making more money. Maybe that's an interesting thing to me. You're making more money. I don't know if it's true or not. Why don't you try it and find out? Um, but you're saying, maybe, Harrison, this is great. This is great and all. Awesome. Thanks for the information. But how do I start changing this, and why? I mean, I've kind of said why, but how do I do it? How are you starting to kind of change your sleep schedule? Well, like I said, it's important to train your body to go to sleep and wake up at specific times. So consistency is key. So that's somewhere to start. If you're feeling like things are really off, try to make it more consistent. And if you're going to bed, maybe you can't make that dramatic shift right away. Maybe you are the person going to bed at 2 a.m. Nothing wrong with that at all. If that's just how it is right now, but you want to make a shift, then maybe try to make it, maybe make it a little earlier, maybe make it early, maybe start with midnight. I don't know. And make it every night. Yeah, and consistency, and consistent wake up time is also really important. So that's one thing, consistency, right? And try not to nap during the day. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you need that afternoon nap, but try not to nap during the day, because then you're not going to be messing with that rhythm and being awake when you're supposed to be going to sleep, because you're not tired because you had a nap. But this will start to go away, as you're more consistent and you build back, and you get back to following that circadian rhythm. Also make it a habit of exercising every day, even like, a brisk walk. But try to keep your body healthy, and so you're using your body. You got this amazing, this amazing invention, creation, your body, and it can do all these great things. We should be moving it. We should be doing all those things. Morning time is best. Especially for sleep quality, which we're not talking about today. We're just talking about getting up, but to improve your sleep quality as well, exercise in the morning, and it'll wake you up, make you feel better. You'll go to bed better at nighttime. So that's important. Obviously, you want to avoid loud noise and artificial lighting. Basically, anything that's going to awaken the senses when you're trying to relax your body. When you're trying to go to bed, you don't want to be woken up by, I don't know, somebody playing clarinet in the next room. I'm not sure what's happening in your life, but you don't want to have that, and make it dark. And the things that are going to wake you up. You want to get rid of those things. Get outside during the day, especially again in the morning. Going to help you fall asleep better. It's going to kind of start to get you on the routine, because you're getting outside in the morning. Your body's going, oh, it's light out. You're getting that sunlight on your face. You're feeling good, and your body goes, okay, we're gonna start to get back on track, right? No caffeine after 2 p.m., guys. Yeah, that's ideal. I mean, whatever you gotta do, I guess. But ideally, caffeine stays in your system for a long time. If you didn't know that, which is why it's effective. But if it's gonna mess up your sleep, keep you up later, and try to avoid that after at least 2 p.m. Earlier, maybe it's a little later, whatever. But just try to not obviously drink coffee right before bed. It's not going to help you out. You could try to set a screen curfew. So because oftentimes you'll stay up late, you're watching Netflix, you're scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Maybe you're a Twitter person. That's not me. But you set your screen curfew for a couple of reasons. Obviously, to get off your phone or your device or your computer, whatever, so you're not staying up later. But also to get rid of that blue light before bed, because you get blue light coming from your screens, which is artificial light, which is basically telling your body, you know, what's happening. We're awake. The sun's down. The sun does have natural blue light, but the sun's gone. You shouldn't be getting all of that blue light naturally, right? If we were just living out in the wilderness, you wouldn't be having it. It's artificial. So try to get rid of it before bed. So set a screen curfew, I like to call it, right? And of course have a bedtime. And kind of like a wind down time where you stop doing stuff, stop doing work, kind of get yourself ready for bed. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some alone time, maybe. You're going to get that in the morning if you're waking up earlier, which is going to be great. Maybe give yourself a little bit of time to relax before bed, read a nice book. I don't know. Maybe you can have a bath, whatever's your thing, if that's your jam. But yeah, having set times, like I said, is really the most important thing. Regularity is so important. And it's really easy to, mess that up. And the thing is that it's going to be messed up sometimes because we got other things happening in life. Stuff's going on. And maybe you're out, at some friend's house, you had a little party, whatever's happening, but you're going to be up a little later. But don't make it, I guess, a habit. Try to keep things regular because we want to follow that circadian rhythm. That's right. It's important. It's important to follow it because that's what nature wants us to do. And, if Mother Nature's asking us to do something, we should probably follow because she probably knows what's up. So that's kind of the things, I guess, that you can do to try to get back on track and to follow that and to get up early. Because as we know, getting up early can make you feel better. You can be a little healthier. Just all around good time getting up earlier. You might not feel like it's going to be a good time. It's probably going to take a while to get back on that get on track. But I know personally, I'm not 100% there. But I know when I have been, getting up early. We're not talking 3 a.m. obviously, like I said, but earlier with sunrise-ish times. So what if that's 5:36, 6:37, whatever it is. It makes you feel better, and I know I felt better, and that's why I just want to share this with you because it has changed how I feel, how much more productive I feel during the day. Even if you're not sometimes doing more, you just feel like you've been up longer, and your friend's waking up or your partner or somebody's waking up at 10 a.m. and you've been up since 7 or 6. You got 4 hours ahead of them. You've done a lot of stuff. You got half the day done before they're even up, and it's not about being better than somebody or that kind of thing, putting other people down. I'm just saying. It's a good thing. So we'll at least try it. Give it a try. Try to get back on a regular schedule and a set wake up time as well. And after a while, when you're trying to get back on track with that rhythm, you'll start following that naturally, and you might not even need an alarm clock. I don't know. I know that I've been really working on trying to get my sleep back to being regular. Again, it's hard. Sometimes you get off track, but I specifically wake up at 7:05 a.m. now. Because I've been doing it for a couple weeks. And yeah, I'm not even kidding. Within a minute or two of 7:05 a.m. for days on end. And that's not because I have an alarm. That's just because my body's saying, all right, it's time to get up. And that's what's working for me right now. Might make it a little earlier, whatever. We'll follow the sunrise, as I said. But the thing is, most importantly about all of this is that every individual is different. And maybe you have something else going on in your life. And you can't, or whatever's going on. I just want to provide with the information, and you can apply it to your own life how you you think you can. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I wanted to mention and chat about today is sleep. Sleep's super important. Well, I'll probably talk about sleep with somebody, hopefully that knows a lot about sleep, sometime soon. But for now, that's it on waking up early. It's important to wake up early. And thank you for listening today, guys. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, you want to check out more personal growth content or things like that, motivation, positivity, that stuff, if that's right down your alley, go check out our website, don'tsettleofficial.ca. Don't Settle is a platform, a community dedicated to providing you with personal growth resources and information and things like that, and helping you to just stay on track and to help you feel motivated to work on your personal growth, because that's important to me. It's important to you. I know deep down it is, and if you're listening to this especially. So feel free to go check that out, and thanks so much. Hopefully you're getting to bed nice and earlier, or maybe trying to get back on track, follow a nice rhythm, and getting up early, bright and early in the morning. And that's it. Keep loving life. I'll chat with you later. If you're interested in more content like this, go check out our website at don'tsettleofficial.ca. We're dedicated to providing resources, information, and content designed to assist you on your journey of personal growth, and most of all, to help you live life to the fullest. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll chat with you next time.